Hi, my name is Zach. I'm an alumni of Banyan, and I've been sober 10 months. My drug use started young, from probably 15 to 20. It was just recreational. I got into pain pills during college, and when I tried to quit taking pain pills, I started drinking heavily to kind of cope with that. I drank pretty heavily for about 2 years. The second year was every day, all day straight, until I woke up one morning in immense pain and ended up in the hospital diagnosed with pancreatitis. I spent the next 8 months to a year back and forth through the hospital, the ICU, and they told me if I ever drank again, I would die pretty quickly within hours. So it now became a legitimate excuse to go back to the pain pills. I was in physical provable pain, so I was right back to the pills, and that took me down to the end of the road. So physically I was being destroyed, but that didn't really matter either. It seemed like the best excuse to continue using drugs. It was now a legal excuse. But when I lost my mental stability and ended up in the psychiatric ward, it was recommended to me, and at that point I decided if they thought I needed help, I probably needed help. I didn't know what to expect. I didn't know who to see. I didn't know anybody. I'm thousands of miles away from home. But the lead tech at the time was extremely friendly, made some awesome jokes that kind of made me forget where I was and everything I was worried about at the time. The family vibe came through very quickly. Banyan is the connections you make with staff as well as clients. But the staff is still very consistent. A lot of the people I've met when I got here are people I still see every day. Everybody's here to get your mind, your body, your spirit, everything in line if possible. But at the same time, there's a friendly atmosphere, almost like a family atmosphere. I didn't know what to expect as far as living. I sort of thought I'd live within the confines of the property, or this property, the center. It's kind of nice to be bussed back and forth from property to the clinical building. It seems more like you don't live here, kind of like you're on your own and you make your way over here for groups every day. It's like school almost, which is a bit different than being locked down in the building all the time. Banyan definitely helped my life out tremendously. I was extremely broken when I got here. I've spoke about my physical illness. That had kind of been forgotten. The things I noticed when I started to sober up were how afraid I was to socialize. I had never really been like that in my youth, so to say. I was very outgoing, I guess courageous, almost to the point of arrogant. But after spending so much time isolated, you kind of forget how to do those things. You become very unsure of what other people are thinking, or if they are thinking about you. It just becomes a major concern, and it was for me. At Banyan, I'm a behavioral health tech, or in layman's terms, it can almost be explained as a caretaker to the clients. I transport them, I oversee their kind of day-to-day activities. My number one job is to ensure their safety. When I arrived here, I was extremely broken, more so mentally than physically. My physical well-being had started to mend on its own. But mentally and emotionally, I was afraid of most things, especially interaction with people. So on a social scale, I was right near the bottom. It was kind of like restarting and learning everything that I had experienced and figured out for the last 25 years. Recovery has given me the opportunity to have a purpose. I have a relationship with my family it's very trusting. We're a long ways away from each other, but they know that I'm okay. For anybody seeking treatment, I would recommend they make the phone call and at the very least give it a try. For me, it changed my life immensely. I was broken and scared, and now I'm happy.